what's going on? This is Gliding on 2 coming at you with another video. Today we're going to talk about riding your lane. And I'm not just talking about the big lane. Welcome back, and thank you for stopping by and looking at my video. Like I said, this is Gliding on 2. Alright, today we're going to talk about riding your lane, and what I mean is by riding the lane within the lane. Okay, that's what I mean. How many of y'all know how many lanes there are within a lane for motorcycle riders? Two-wheel motorcycle riders, that is. Alright? So, what I'm talking about is that they are three lanes within each lane that you're riding. Alright, and as you can see, I'm about to point them out to you. Let me get by this light real quick, and let me get them actual good lanes. Alright, so now what I mean, there are three lanes, as you can see right now. Okay, then now here goes the truck, want to pull out very slowly. I'm riding in what I call the dominant lane, okay? Not everybody calls it dominant lane. There is a technical term for it. What I'll do is pop a picture up on the screen. But I call it the dominant lane, and the reason why I call it the dominant lane is because it gives you the most visibility. Alright? Not just you as far as your sight, but I'm talking about as far as vehicles that are driving in front of you and vehicles that are driving towards you, like the truck and the fire truck or whatnot that's coming in the opposite direction. Okay, this is actually probably, I think they call it either the number one lane or the A lane, okay? The most dominant lane, for me that is. Alright, and the reason I call it the most dominant lane is just like I said, it gives you the most visibility as far as you're looking out and as far as others looking at you. Now when you're riding these lanes, let's say if you're on a multi-lane highway or interstate, you're riding on the farthest right lane, then what I do is I stick to that number one lane or the A lane, for me the dominant lane within the lane, because of the visibility. Not only that, it also prevents other drivers coming onto you and overtaking your lane. I've seen that plenty of times, where a motorcyclist is riding on the far side of the lane. That just gives other, drivers the opportunity to sneak on in there or move into your lane, not noticing that you're occupying that space at that time. But if you stick to what I call the dominant lane, alright, they'll notice you more, and they're not going to try to sneak into that lane or try to move on in there and overtake your lane and your space. Alright, you're not giving them the opportunity to do so. So that's why when I ride, most of the time, I stick to the dominant lane. If I'm in a group ride and we're staggered, so it's going to depend, which position I'm taking at that time and where I'm at in that formation. But when I'm riding by myself, it's always the dominant lane. Alright, now, the number two lane, for me, is like the one you don't want to ride in. Alright, I tend to not ride in the number two lane. I'm gonna move over so I can show you what the number two lane is. Number 2 lane is directly in the middle, as you can see, in the middle of the lane that you're riding in. This is the number 2 lane. And I'm riding it today because, you know, it's nice and sunny, so there's no issue. But the reason I mentioned that is because when it's raining, you don't want to ride in this number 2 lane, in the center of the lane, okay? Because this is where all the oils stick to from vehicles. All right, so in rainy situations, the oils are, I don't know the technical name for it, but they come up. The oils come up, and it makes the road even more slick riding it directly in the number 2 lane. All right. Plus, this is where the debris is. All right, the debris from the tires and everything like that accumulates in the number 2 lane. All right, so most of the times you don't want to ride in this lane. All right. Another reason why you don't want to ride in this lane is because, as you can see, I have a truck in front of me, right? So if I'm driving if I'm riding in this number 2 lane, then that truck can't see me. I guarantee you that truck can't see me right now because he can't see me out of any of his side view mirrors. All right, especially if you're driving close. All right, so you don't ever want to ride in the middle number 2 lane behind a truck too closely because they won't see you. They're not going to know you're there. They can't see you through their mirrors. All right, so that's the number 2 lane. All right, now the 3rd lane, if you haven't guessed by now, oh, here we go with the traffic. Whoa, no, not too much. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm going left to right. So in this 3rd lane, I'm taking right now. All right, this is another lane that you can ride in. I normally don't ride in this lane, and this is the one I was just talking about earlier, being not recommended because you could be overtaken by another car, especially on the multi-lane interstate or highway. Right now, there's not an issue, or should not be an issue, because it's only 2 lanes, one going, one coming, with solid yellow line, right? So can't nobody pass it by. But if it had been multi-lane and somebody wanted to turn into this lane, they can do so and say they didn't see me, or whatever. You're more susceptible to blind spots in this lane. So I tend to normally not ride in this lane either. 9 times out of 10, if I'm in this lane, it's because I'm riding in a group, staggered formation, and this just so happens to be the position that I'm in at that time. So yes, normally don't ride this lane. So let me scoot back over to my dominant lane that I like to ride in. Alright, so now all of this works in these single lanes, back roads or highways or whatnot. If you're on the interstate with multi-lane, this technique will work in the most farthest right lane. The middle lane, it's both. It just depends on how you like to ride in the middle lane. Let's say it's 3 lane interstate. So if you're in the middle of the big lanes, I'm talking about, not the independent small motorcycle lanes. But if you're in the interstate middle lane out of a three lane highway interstate, then it just depends where you feel comfortable at, number 1 or number 3 spot, right? I still won't ride in the number 2 spot. All right, because like I said, that's where the debris, the dirt, and the oils accumulate. Now, if you're going to be riding in what I call it the fast lane, some people call it the passing lane or whatnot, but the most farthest left lane on an interstate, then I flip-flop the numbers. Okay, my dominance is going to be that 3rd position, which will then become number 1. so to speak, or you can keep the numbers the same. That's why I like to say dominant position. Woo, that is a bad one. Somebody want to pay attention. Ooh, that whole front end was smashed in. But anyway, like I was back to what I was getting at. So you don't when I ride in the most farthest left lane, and I'm about to show you because there's 2 lanes right here. Let me do it all over. This would be technically the number 3 position in this lane, right? I call this one, and if I'm in this lane, this is my dominant position because I'm not going to let anyone in that right lane squeeze on up into my space here because I'm taking my dominant position. Now, if I was over here, then you're susceptible to blind spots, and you have all that room on the side of your lane here that they kind of squeeze on into and act like they didn't see you. Alright, but I ride the dominant lane right here. And most importantly is, you know, stick to the lane. So you got these 3 lanes within the big lane, right? Now, if you're riding in a groove, okay, and you're riding staggered, then it is always recommended that you stick to the lane you're in. If you're going to be riding in the big main left lane, and you're in this dominant position, and then everybody falls behind just staggered, then it's recommended that you stay in this position and not do basically one of these numbers where you're just gliding, you know, from side to side, going to the middle, like, you know, some sort of what I'm doing right now. You're just gliding. I mean, if you're riding in a group, stick to that lane because now you have everyone behind you either flip-flopping their individual lanes, right? Flip-flopping their individual lanes, or you're causing confusion with the people behind you not knowing what you're doing, where you're going, or whatnot, or, you know. And then if you're changing lanes, big lanes, I mean, then what I do is I always recommend stick to the same position, the same lane. So if I'm in, you know, the dominant lane in the number 1 position, and I'm going to switch to a different big lane, I stick to that kind of the same position, you know, so that way not everybody's going zigzagging once you're changing lanes or whatnot. But yeah, that's you know, I haven't seen that covered too much. I just try to talk about it. You know, I do a lot of group rides with a couple of fellas here. And, you know, that always comes to my mind when we're doing those rides is sticking to the lane. Not everyone knows that. So, yeah, that's very important. Very important. Stick to the lane. I'm not going to draw this out. I said earlier, it was good to meet a buddy out here for some lunch. But, you know, that thought crossed my mind, and I felt like I wanted to talk about it. And as you can see, I'm in my dominant lane. I'm in my dominant lane. Alright, very important. How many of you out there either knew that there were 3 lanes within the lanes for motorcyclists, did not know? This is new information. How many of you do know but kind of really don't abide by that? Or, you know, you just call it something else, something totally different altogether. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm curious. I would really like to know how many know, don't know, or just call it something different altogether. You know what I'm saying? So just like I said, hit me up down in the comments below. Alright, if you like the material, I'm going to have some more coming out. Alright, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way you're notified when I put out when I publish a new video. for now, that's all I have. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this ride, and I hope that you all enjoy your ride.